This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Why am I wearing a crown? Well, I didn't even know that this was a thing, but I received notification from Discord that has over 200 million users that I am in the top 3% for the amount of messages that I send in Discord. Well, what does that mean? That means that I am heavily involved in my community. So for those of you that have often wondered, is she really there? Do influencers actually show up for their members after they get into the community? Well, in 2025, I sent over 17,000 responses to all of my community members. So definitely I am there with everybody in the trenches day in and day out. And why? Because it's my passion. I want to make sure that all of you learn this. So if you're with me, you will learn options through all of the energy and effort that me and my coaches put into all of you. So I was very happy to accept my Discord crown. Now let's get into what I wanted to share with all of you about this week. We have a very important week in the markets. We will find out on Wednesday, December the 10th, if the Fed is going to continue to lower interest rates. Now, there will be some volatility as we are leading up to that event. And if we don't get the rate cut, after the market is pricing that in, then we will see quite a bit of volatility and we'll see some of our stocks flush down. Well, I want to be ready in either scenario. Either the market will continue to hum higher like we have been doing, which has been very exciting for those of us that had suffered through that drawdown, or we will have a flash down. Now, if we do have a flash down, I want to be ready. I want to pick up some of my favorite stocks at a really good price. So what I thought I would do with all of you today is I will take you through some critical levels on some really important stocks that we love to trade. And then I will identify where I will be selling puts. If I see any red leading up to the interest rate decision on Wednesday, I will deploy each of these trades at the levels that I'm going to go over with you. So this way you get one of two situations that play out. You either get great premium that you get to keep and you not assign the shares, so you get to reuse that money for different trades. Or if we do have that pull down and the market stays down till my expiration date, then you will pick up these quality stocks at what's considered a fair price at this point in time. And I want to make sure you stay till the end of this video because I am going to give you an update on my SoFi $100,000 challenge. I did deploy a lot of the trades this week and I want to show you an update on where we are and explain to you what I'm doing and what I'm waiting on for some additional trades that I'm wanting to make. All right, let's jump into the computer so I can go over all the critical levels on some very popular stocks this week. To get started, let's go ahead and look at our overall indexes so that we can get a sense for how we're trading overall. So you can see right here on the NASDAQ, we are almost 60 on the RSI, which there is room to move up, so that's encouraging. We're right here in the upper part of the Bollinger Band. Now, if we get a rate cut and everybody's happy and money starts coming back into the market, I imagine we will soon get to all-time highs, so that would be very exciting. If we pull down, you can expect maybe that we'll get right here towards the middle of the Bollinger Band. That puts us right there at about 611, 612. Now, one thing that I have been doing and calling out in the community is I've been running the wheel strategy every week on the Qs, and that's worked out really well. It's not as high of a return, but you can't get straddled with indexes and feel like you're vulnerable to one company. So if you want to do that, let me show you a potential strike price that you might be looking at this week, especially if we have pullbacks prior to the rate cut decision. When I am trading the overall indexes, I like to go 1 week out. So right here, that would put us at 12.12. And then for my deltas, because I'm not afraid of assignment, I like to look at something around this 0.27, even 0.25 or 0.29. So if you wanted to go with something maybe right here around the 616 mark, it would pay you $259. Now you would have to put up $616 per share, or if you're using margin, it would be considerably less. So the returns aren't huge, but it is the overall indexes and there's a risk to reward dynamic. So if you have extra cash sitting on the side that you really don't want to throw into any one company, this may be a good way to earn extra income every week by wheel trading the Qs. Next, I want to take a look at Tesla. Tesla is a stock that always pays really good premium, and I don't mind owning more shares because I plan to hold this for the longer term based on everything they have on the horizon. So if you look at this technically, we're in a really good spot. You see right here, we are 61 on the RSI. That means there is room to the upside, but we definitely have more buyers than sellers. We are trading towards the top of the band, but know that these bands are elastic and it could push higher if Tesla pushes higher. So if we have any pullbacks this week, where might I want to accept Tesla again into my portfolio? Right here, you've got a couple of different spots. You see right here at the 50-day moving average, that's 435. That might not be a bad spot. If you want it to be a little bit more conservative, you might want to go right here with the 20-day moving average. It's in the middle of the band, and that would put you right there around 423. So let's go look at a potential play, and let's look at January. I'm going to use January 2nd for all of the following stocks that I'm going to show you because that gives us time to buoy up and down. And if we're going to accept assignment, that wouldn't be a bad time at the beginning of the year to accept assignment. Plus, if we're going to move higher, that's going to allow us to exit these trades sooner so that we can get control of our money and start selling new puts soon. Once you get to the option chain, this is 27 days away. It's January 2nd. Let's look at a couple of different spots. We had talked about that 423 level. So right here, 425 might be a good pickup spot. So if you put up $4.25 per share, you will receive in premium $9.51. What's exciting about that is that's about a 2.23% return in 1 month, so that would be a 26% annualized return. It doesn't really meet the criteria that I like of 30% annualized return, but this is a more conservative pickup on a very volatile stock. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, let's look right here at 435. This one's paying $12.67. Now, I like this one because this is going to give me like a 2.9% return in 1 month. That's wonderful because that puts me at a 35% annualized return. So, worst case scenario, I actually get to keep this $12.67 and I get Tesla at $4.35, which is a significant discount to where we're trading now, closer to $4.50. If I were to accept Tesla at $4.35, I would just want to hold on to it until I can start selling covered calls, or I might want to allow some more stock appreciation before I start selling covered calls. Next, let's take a look at Palantir. We are 56 on the RSI, so there again, we're in a bullish mode. And I like where we are in the Bollinger Band. We're right here sitting on top of the 50-day moving average. If we're going to see pullbacks this week, depending on the nervousness of the market, I really like the middle of the band right here at 172. Now, when I went on the chain, I noticed there's only a 170 strike, so we'll take a look at that. That would be under the 20-day moving average. Wouldn't be a bad pickup for this stock, especially if we're going to look 27 days out. Let's go take a look at the premiums. If I went with that 170 strike, I would receive $423 for putting on one contract that would require $17,000 in cash. Now, if you're using margin, it would require a lot less. My deltas are 0.27, which gives us about a 30% chance of actually us being assigned the shares. And for this, I am going to receive 2.48% return in 1 month. That hits right there at about 29%. So this is very close to my 30% annualized return that I look for. Next, let's take a look at Robinhood. I could not be more impressed with Robinhood for all that they're bringing to the markets and everything that they have on the horizon. Plus, it offers incredible premium. It's a fun stock to trade because it is very volatile, but it's a very profitable company with a lot of things on the horizon. So I love trading this stock. Now, if you look right here at the RSI, we're at 53. So we just crossed over the 50 threshold, which means there's more buyers than sellers. And if we were to pull back even more this week, I like right here around this 123 area. That would be a nice pickup for a stock that is over 50 on the RSI with a lot of room to run up. If you go right here at that 123 area, you would be able to pick up $4.41 a share. So that is $441 for putting up $12,300 to take on this trade. Now, I love this because you see the deltas right here. It's 0.29. Like I said, I would not mind owning more. But what I really like is the return. This is a 3.5% return in 1 month, which equates to a 43% annualized return. This is probably one of my favorite trades that I will take this week. And if it pulls back more, then this 441 will be a lot more aggressive and I'll make even a better return. So I'm keeping my eye right here on this Robinhood trade. Next, let's take a look at SoFi, very popular stock with retail traders. And then at the end, I will give you an update on how the $100,000 challenge is going. Now, SoFi right now is under pressure. You can see we slipped below 50 on the RSI. We're right here at 47, meaning there are more sellers than buyers. Now, we could see more downward pressure next week. Everyone was waiting to see if they were admitted into the S&P 500. They were not, but with what they just did to raise more money, it actually puts them in a better position for the next go around. So we'll have to wait and see. Also, I like the incentives that Anthony Noto has for his stock compensation. A lot of analysts are saying that it could be up to 45 at the end of the year, and that makes sense because his aggressive compensation with the stock starts kicking in around that $35 mark. So I think there's a lot of wonderful things in SoFi's future. It's a profitable company and they continue to innovate. So if we're looking at picking up additional shares this week under additional pressure, let's shoot right down here for the bottom of the band, something around that $25 level. Let's go see what we can find when we're looking at premiums. If we stay with that January 2nd date, let's look right here at the $25 level. Your delta's 0.23, so that's very respectable. You would receive about $70 to take on this trade. You'd receive 70 cents per share, and you would be putting up $25 per share. Now, if you look at that return, that's about a 2.8% return in a month, which is 33.6 annualized. So that definitely meets the criteria that I like to go for when I am selling premium, and a pickup of SoFi at 25 at this point in the game. With all we know, it looks to be that would be a good decision in the coming years. Next, let's take a look at the SoFi $100,000 challenge so we can see where we are. Right now, the account value is $96,339. Now, I had transferred $100,000 over. I have a little bit over $3,000 in cash just based on the way that the trades are working out as far as how many puts I could sell and how much I could buy. So let's look at what I did. The first order of business was to purchase shares so that I could sell covered calls on green days. So let's take a look at that. My average cost is $29.37, which is higher than where we're trading now. I was able to pick up 1,700 shares. I had 2 extra shares for fun. All right, so you can see right here that this particular position right now is down $3,592. Not worried about it. I'm going to wait for recovery. I did have some opportunities to sell covered calls this week when it was trading higher, but I decided against it because I really want to wait until it gets over that $30 mark and just stabilizes there. I feel like I'll get more premium and that'll be a stronger call away. I'm absolutely patient. I don't worry about this. I have other money that I'm trading with in other accounts, and so therefore this is not driving my account. Let's go look at the sold put that I did on SoFi this week. Based on where SoFi was trading at the time, I went with the $27 put, and that allowed me to do 18 contracts. Now, I liked going with 27 because I did make that purchase at 29, so this will lower my average if I am put the shares. So let's look at the credit I received. I received $1.13 per share when I made this trade. But now, since SoFi is trading a little bit lower, it's offering $1.39 per share. So I want you to notice this because it's really important that you don't get pushed out of your position when it'll probably be just fine. So you see right here, it says the market value is negative $2,502. Basically, all that is sharing with me, if I had waited till this moment in time to sell that $27 contract on SoFi, I would have received another $2,502. But it does show negative, so that can be very confusing to traders. I just want you to know that you're not actually losing this much. This is just the opportunity cost. You could have received more had you waited till it had pulled back a little bit further. If we get to January 2nd and SoFi is trading above $27, I will get to keep 100% of this $1.13 per share. Now, I sold 18 contracts, so that'll be a little bit over $2,000 that I get to keep. If I put the shares at 27, that will lower my average. Now, at that point, I would have a lot more shares to sell covered calls on. So this is how it's working. I wanted to keep you updated, and then we will take a look next week and see how we fared. I hope you see the potential in selling options. Just notice that all of these various trades that I went over, they will offer you close to a 30% or more annualized return in premium alone. Now, that does not count getting put the shares and then riding that Bollinger Band up and then selling the shares in profit at call away. That's why I love the wheel strategy so much. If you're interested in joining my community and getting the award-winning support that I offer, please click the link below. Book a brief call. We'll interview you, make sure you're fit for the community. We'll show you everything, and then you could be trading with us as early as this week. I look forward to meeting some of you personally if you do join. Remember, if you're with me trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if you liked what I was sharing with you about the SoFi $100,000 challenge, I'm going to leave the original video I made on it right here.